What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Zachary Reality. It is Zachary Reality. Happy New Year 2025. I think this is like the first podcast I've done of this year. It's been months since I've done a live on YouTube, and well, it might be time to come back since TikTok has unfortunately gone away. We're gonna get all into it, all the topics. I'm joined with my good friend here, Courtney Robertson. Hi, how are you, Courtney?
Hi, I'm doing good. I felt for you. I woke up this morning and the first person that came to mind was you.
Thank
And,
you.
and I was like, I'm thinking of you. How are you doing? And I
Mhm.
also just had you on mine as well because I don't think people realize that this is like a business for a lot of people. It's work. And
Mhm.
um, you posted a video on Instagram that really spoke to me. And I was like, are you okay?
I'm like, I'm almost gonna lose my home, my job. You know what? It's just like so much happening at once, and it's
It's
not all
too
about
much.
me. I feel like there's people who have it way worse than me, so I always try and remember that like we're all in this together, and that this is just like a big disaster of 2025 so far. But we're gonna get through it, and we're gonna just stay positive and stay happy, and kind of just like dive in to the positives of life. But I'm pretty shocked that TikTok is gone. What was your familiarity with the app? Did you ever use it?
I did. So I jumped into Victoria Fuller's TikTok. Funny story. And when we were doing our little Zach Shalcroft, remember Bad Bitch
Oh
Energy
yes.
episode? And I wasn't familiar with TikTok. I have like
Mhm.
15 followers, so I didn't feel the impact of it. I mean,
Mhm.
used to make money for reels, like, you would get bonuses because they were trying to
Mhm.
compete with TikTok. But
Right.
I was like, Victoria was like, you can go into Lotto's trailer for a few minutes and do a TikTok with her. And I was like, "Can
Mhm.
I be in it?" And now I realize that that was probably really annoying. And I'm just like bouncing around in the background, never even posted it. So,
Mhm.
but it's just too fast for me.
Okay.
But people send me TikToks and I love them. So I'm
Mhm.
not feeling as sad, but like if Instagram went away, I think it's also the memories. Like I use Instagram for my podcasts and sharing stuff and also for my memories. It's like a scrapbook. And I think
Mm.
Susie Evans was like trying to download some yesterday. I've been looking, I woke up and everybody is so sad. And
Yeah.
it's kind of wild to talk about that in lieu of, the LA fires. Like you said, 2025 has been off to a hard start. And then the
Mhm.
inauguration is Monday
Mhm.
and there's just so much going on. So
What is going on? I feel like we're in the apocalypse.
yes, I have friends that have lost everything, and
I
I've
know.
just been I lived in LA for, gosh, 15 years. I moved there when I was 19. I lived on
Mhm.
Hollywood Boulevard, and I've been watching the Watch Duty app during the fires,
Mm.
and I know you left and
Mhm.
to feel a little bit safer, but your apartment, right? I think you should tell everybody
Yeah.
watching. You were
What
like,
happened?
yeah, what happened? I mean, how were you feeling? Like, you just left, you got out of there, which I think was wise.
It really is crazy because the fires happen like every year, but they really only happen on the west side, like near the water, near Malibu in the hills. For some reason, there was more fires like spread out through Los Angeles, and there was just winds and like fake fires by like arsonists who were trying to start
Mhm.
fires, but they really weren't catching that much steam. There was one fire in particular, the Runyon fire, that was way too close to my house, way too close for comfort. But I'm very lucky I did get out of town before it got bad. So I left that morning, Wednesday morning, I left. And I left around like 11 a.m. to drive to Vegas because I have had a friend in Vegas and I wanted to kind of escape. The mandatory evacuation that happened in my building happened around 5 p.m. And my neighbors were all kind of freaking out who lived in my building. The fire was really close to my house. I was getting pictures, I was seeing videos, and the Runyon fire was really close to my house. And there was definitely like an hour and a half where I really thought it was going to burn down. And I was just so
Mm.
grateful that I got out of there, that I had a bag full of stuff. I had my most important things. I only packed for a few days. I would have packed more stuff if I knew, but I was just really grateful that I got out of there. And I, even though it like situations like that are so scary, I have so much comfort knowing that like we were all in this together, and that
Mhm.
like it's not like I'm the only one that could have lost my home. I'm not the only one who is losing my job at TikTok. It's like we're all in this together, and that community that you can still find online and with your friends, it builds people stronger. And I think that's the silver lining in all of this.
Well, I'm glad that you had your stuff ready to go and that that's gotta be very surreal that you had that intuition, to just I mean, were you scared? I mean,
I was
how
terrified.
yeah.
But I would have been more scared if I was there while it was all happening. So I'm just so lucky. And I just remind myself that every day. So basically, guys, what happened is I went to Vegas and I stayed there a few days with my friends. And then I was like, do I go back to LA? What's going on? And I drove to Lake Havasu and I just found a really cheap hotel. And I was like, well, I've always wanted to go to Lake Havasu. I don't really want to go back to LA yet because it was getting worse. Like there was more going on. It was just like, I'm already hours outside of the city. I should not drive to the city while these fires are
Mhm.
happening. Like there was just so much unknown. So I went to Lake Havasu for 2 nights. And then after that, I was like, okay, I can drive back to LA, go to Palm Springs on the way home. And it just kept getting worse and worse. My uncle has a house well, he lives here in Colorado and he invited me to come stay. So I was like, this is really what I need right now. Just a safe place to stay to just like feel that peace. Because I don't
Mhm.
want to be on the road. So I drove through New Mexico and I stayed there for a night, which was really cool to just like see the states and like drive through the whole state of New Mexico up into Colorado. I stayed in Boulder for a night and then I made it to his place in Vail a few days ago.
Ugh, I'm so glad, Zachary, that you're safe and you followed your intuition and also the air quality. Like I said, I have friends that have lost everything. And I was a realtor in the Pacific Palisades and it's just gone. And it's been
Mhm.
so sad. It's sad for everybody involved, and also your love for LA as well. I mean, you just got your apartment and you have
I
been
know.
highlighting that, and you're like, "My bookshelf and this," and so,
Mhm.
I've you've just been top of mind, and I'm so glad that you got out there, get some fresh air. You're even skiing. I had no clue that you
Mhm.
knew how to ski.
Right.
You were like, "I might go to Aspen for" there was
Well,
like
I went to Aspen. I did go to Aspen a couple days ago, and it was so beautiful. I'm gonna go skiing in a couple days, and that will be really cool. But I've gone for a hike. It's so nice to be in the mountains and see the snow. If you guys want to see the view, follow me on Instagram. It's all we have, Instagram and YouTube. But I will be checking out Utah on the way back, and I'm so excited to go to Sundance for the first time ever. So this is such a blessing in disguise. And then I might have to spend one more night in Vegas because it will be really far to get back to LA. And I'm
Mhm.
hoping I can get back around the 28th. And then I hope things in California will have calmed down. So that solves that problem. The TikTok problem is a whole nother problem. So, what do you know about the TikTok ban, the temporary ban? Do we think it's going to come back on Monday, on Tuesday, Trump's involvement? Like, what can you share with us?
Well, I think also to your point that we talked about on my show is that there's never been an app that so many people have used that have just been gone. Like you said,
Mhm.
MySpace is still around. Like if Instagram went away, I would be devastated. It's all my memories. Everything is just like
Yes.
floating in the cloud somewhere. But I do think that Trump, that was a huge part, not to get political, but he has been very vocal about wanting to keep it because that was a
Mm,
huge asset to him during his, campaign, but he's saying that he's going to try to reinstate it for 90 days. I think that it was like a financial thing from what I see on the news. There's Elon Musk, there's all these people trying to buy it for a US version. And I'm like, can't we figure this out? Like people, I mean, I have screen grabs of people who are just devastated and close friends of mine. And I didn't realize, Zachary, the how it was a business because I didn't realize you could make so much money
yeah.
and et cetera, but it's like branding and maybe you could share a little insight on that for people who like my husband's like, "I don't get why everybody's so upset." I'm like, "Honey, people are this is like their
This is our job.
livelihood."
No,
Yes.
I feel unemployed in a way. I
Yeah.
have not made money on Instagram in years unless it was a brand deal.
Yeah.
But TikTok, you make money on TikTok by monetizing your content. So every video you post, it has to be over a minute since they changed the rules like 6 months ago. You would make a
Mhm.
percentage based on the watch time and the views. So all of my videos, I would try and make them longer than a minute if I wanted to get paid for them, and it had to be original content. So I couldn't be screen recording things from TV or clips. Back in the day, I used to post clips and we would get paid for those, but they kind of canceled that. You have to form original content. So it's a lot of work to come up with those concepts every single day. And if you want to make money, you got to make TikToks. Like that has been my job. Luckily, I did have a lot of brand deals last year, which has been incredible. I have a great management team, but I haven't had much brand deals, the past couple of months because of the holidays, the fires,
The
the all of the,
fires.
the unknown of TikTok. So it really does feel like in a way I'm unemployed. I'm gonna figure it out. I've worked really hard, but people, like I said, I'm very fortunate. People have it way worse than me. So I always try to remind myself that. But it definitely feels like a loss of a job, which is just like so devastating for so many people.
Well, and I saw Susie Evans or no, Kelsey Anderson, she did a funny thing this morning that was like my reaching for my phone and like realizing I think people are so shocked. I think this is a timely situation. Like people are I can't imagine waking up and being like Instagram is just gone. So that's how I equate it. But
Well, it's
there's
also
like
not gone because people in Australia and people in Canada are still using it. And also, like, I can still go on. It's not like it's a black for me. Like, I can still see my page and, like, I can
oh,
still see it
okay.
online. It's not like a completely blacked app. I think it's different for everyone. And, like, who knows what the next few days will hold. From what I'm hearing and seeing online, it seems like a lot of people are hopeful it will come back this week. And then, this drama just kind of connects us all. It gets more
Yeah.
people, more Instagram followers, more YouTube subscribers. I don't feel comfortable joining Red Note or Lemon8 or any other apps just because if TikTok
Right.
can go away, I'm not going to put energy anywhere else. Like Instagram is so reliable and so is YouTube. So I
Yeah.
think for me as a creator and other people who want to continue to be creators, you have to kind of pivot and maybe go more into that. I've also thought about getting a job and applying to see if there's some type of role I could like to do in entertainment or in travel. So that's been an option. So
Mhm.
there's a
I
lot of
would love that. I
things.
live vicariously through you, Zachary. Honestly, I'm like,
Thank you.
you
You're so
are
crazy.
I sent you like I'm like, you are winning the award for living your best life.
I love that.
And it's
Thank you.
inspiring. And I think that is the meat and the potatoes of TikTok and any social media platform is that it speaks to a lot of people. You can get this big reach and that feels good too. It's like you said, you found your purpose, you found your
Mm,
passion. And I just was thinking about you today and that it's just gone. And so are
right.
you doing anything like watching your shows, Traitors? I would love for you to catch me up on Traitors. I am not shy about saying I want to go on that show. Um,
Mm,
but what are you doing to I mean, now you're gonna be reaching for your phone. I mean, are you caught up on
right.
Traitors? Can you
Oh
fill
my
me
God.
in?
Yes, yes. I'm gonna fill you in. Traders has been so good. It's been
Ah,
the best show of the year. I mean, Salt Lake City Housewives I watched, those are really good as well. I watched Southern Charm. But Traders, you know the concept of the show. They have like three traders, a bunch of faithfuls. They need to figure it out. The
mhm.
best part of the show is Dylan Efron. And I think everyone agrees. He's just such a heartthrob. And he's just like the
Oh, yeah.
new
Cutie
reality TV
pie.
crush we did not know we needed, you
I will
know?
take any reality TV crushes. That is so fun. And Boston Rob, I've heard, is doing some
Mhm.
amazing things. So from obviously I
Yes.
was on The Bachelor, but there was Gabby Windy, and I saw a viral thing that she posted that was like, someone was like, "Who are you? Like, what were you on?" She's like, "I was on The Bachelor, Bachelorette." And he's like, "How did that go?" She's like, "I'm a lesbian now."
Yeah.
And her voice.
Gabby,
And then
she's
Wells
really
Adams,
funny. Yes.
who,
Well, let
by
me
the way, you went down can I just touch on the fact that you were in Paradise, Bachelor Paradise?
Oh my God, I have
Oh,
to tell you guys about that too. Okay, but let's
please.
talk about Traders first. Well, Gabby's
Yes.
doing amazing on the show. She's killing it. She has in an alliance called the Bambies, and they're the pretty girls who kind of play dumb. It's her, Nikki Bella, and Chriselle Staus from Selling Sunset. And I think that everyone online is rooting for the Bambies. Like, they're just so pretty. They don't take themselves too seriously. They're like the really sarcastic crew. And Gabby's killing it right now, but she is a faithful and she's smart. So it's possible the traders might just take her out. I hope that she's there for a while. Wells already went home. He went home really early. He was voted off at the round table. People just kind of all agreed that they thought he was a traitor. Where he went wrong is that he was too nice and too like accommodating, and he
Mhm,
didn't know how to like play strategy or like kind of manipulate or just like maybe lay low. Like I feel
mhm.
like he just didn't know how to play the game very well, and it made him an easy target.
Mm. I can't wait to watch Zachary, and so Gabby's the Bambies, I love this.
Right.
I feel
Yeah.
like she could go far.
She's gonna go far. But there was a huge shakeup last episode on Thursday because the first traitor was eliminated. And it was Bob the drag queen.
What?
Hmm. You're
Mm,
like, "Do you even know who that is?"
mm-mm.
But
I'm not gonna pretend like I do.
the crazy thing is Boston Rob, he was a traitor. He kind of helped manipulate people into getting Bob out, and Dylan Efron also was involved in that. And there was another famous line where, they were saying that the traitor is a good are actors, right? So Dylan
Mhm.
Efron was like, "I know how to spot a traitor. I grew up with an actor." And then Bob the drag queen was like, "Well, not a good one."
I saw that on social media. And by the way, Boston Rob, everybody should be trying to get him out of there because he is
Yes.
an icon. He
He's
is
been on every show. He's done this for years. Like, and I
yes.
think that Boston Rob tried to get rid of all the smart people, like, Wells and Jeremy from Survivor, Tony, like all the smart people that are onto
Mhm.
him are gone. And I think he needs to get rid of Wes, but I think he's in a good place to make it far if these people don't know his background.
Hmm. Well, Parvati Shallow was she won Survivor. She was on season 2 of Traitors. I
Mhm.
recently just connected with her and she's got some fun stuff coming up. But yeah, I've heard really good things about Boston Rob.
Mhm.
Either you know how to play the game or you don't.
You and Parvati are like from the same era of like OG villain reality TV.
Yes.
Like, do you ever have any connections with Survivor back in the day? Did you ever watch that
Mm-mm.
show or feel like you're being compared to people there?
Well, Parvati and I have a connection because they called her the Black Widow as well. She's
Mhm.
on Deal or No Deal right now, and that
Mhm.
filmed in Panama. And they called me the Black Widow of my season. She's got that villain vibe, and she's got some exciting stuff coming out. Actually, she has a book coming out, Nice Girls Don't Win. So
Mm.
we have some mutual friends, and she's gonna start a podcast soon.
I love that
That
she's having this rebrand. I feel like a lot of OG
yeah.
reality stars are having huge rebrands with all these shows that are coming back. And I know
Mhm.
Survivor 50 is going to be huge, and that's next year. That's
Oh,
gonna that's gonna blow everyone away. So that'll be really cool. Do you still keep in touch with anyone from your season of The Bachelor?
yeah, absolutely. Casey, I was like, "Oh, I saw you were in Colorado. They have a place near Snowmass, near Aspen."
Mm.
And I was gonna be like, "Go see them. They have like this beautiful ranch." She was my best
Oh
friend
my
on my
god.
season. I
Mhm.
know, but you already left that area. She would love to meet you. Jacqueline Schwartz, who's hilarious. She was on Bachelor Pad and also Bachelor in Paradise. And
Mhm.
she's like kind of far removed from it. A lot of the producers, they've all gone on to do other things. Amy Bean is my best friend and she actually produced Deal or No Deal with Parvati
Mm.
that's airing right now, and I'm still getting caught up on that. Alon Gale, he was one of the original. He does F Boy Island and F
Well,
Girl
what is he
Island.
well, yeah, but that show just got canceled. So what is he producing now?
Oh boy, I
I
better
think maybe
check.
he produced, this new show that's supposed to come out with Colton and Caitlin. It's called, like,
Ooh,
Virgin Island or something.
there's
I think
so many
he was
dating
involved in
shows.
that.
Did you
Yeah,
watch
there
Love
is.
Is Blind, the latest one?
Yeah, but I did, and I did a few interviews if you guys wanna look on my channel, but I wasn't super into Love Is Blind. I'm
I
really
love Love Is
into
Blind. I
The
love the dating
Housewives.
world.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for Grant's season. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Oh, he's
Um,
such a cutie.
it's gonna start in, like, 2 weeks.
Mhm.
So do we think
I'm
he's gonna find love?
excited. I mean, I think he's engaged right now. It's ended a long time ago, so they're in their happy couples. I hope so. I think he's so attractive, and I loved the intro where they showed him singing because I feel like we didn't
Mhm.
really get to know Grant that well on this because he left kind of early. We didn't know
Yeah.
him when they announced him as the Bachelor, but I
Mhm.
think that we're gonna get more heart and soul from him. But the previews, these girls look like the claws come out. And I like a little bit of the drama personally, having lived through it.
Mhm.
But let's just hope he's happy. And what do you think? Did you see the cast of girls? I never like to comment on just looks alone, but
Right.
he's
I
got some
no,
stunners.
I looked at the whole cast. I know one of the girls on the show. I've, like, worked with one of the girls a couple years ago. Her name's Carolina.
Do tell.
I worked with her on, like, a shoot. It was for, like, a one-day shoot. It was, like, a long time ago, and I was just, like, in, like, some type of commercial for, like, TikTok, like a TikTok shoot. And she was, like, in charge of, like, the influencer relations, I guess, just, like,
Oh wow.
producing whatever. So she, she was really cool and sweet, and I liked her a lot. So I think she's gonna get scrappy on the show, especially from the teaser.
It's scrappy. I love it.
Right. So If she ends up being the villain, that would be very on brand for me to to know the only villain. But I wouldn't be surprised if she plays into it. I don't know what's going to happen. I think the trailer seems interesting. The show really does rely on the girls. We want a good
Mhm.
group of girls. Last year's group of girls was great to watch. Joey was a great bachelor. So I hope the audience is back. And I think we'll have to talk about it on Instagram. If TikTok is not here.
Say it isn't so.
Right. So I
And your
definitely am
YouTube
excited.
channel and your
Yes.
podcast. I mean, you've been
Right.
really, really consistent with your YouTube channel as well. So
I try. But oh, Bachelor in Paradise. So I went to the beach.
tell me everything.
It was in Mexico and it's in Sayulita. And I kind of like I was going to Puerto Vallarta for my like end of the year trip in Mexico. And I knew that they filmed there. I was like, let me look into this. So I made a friend, Marianne, on one of my excursions on like a boat tour, and she wanted to go as well. So we took a bus up to Sayulita, which was like an hour. It felt very safe. This part of Mexico is just like very safe and chill, and just like everyone should go to Mexico, like Puerto Vallarta. It's just beautiful. But we end up, putting in the hotel. We find out what hotel it is, Hotel Escondido, and we decide that we're gonna go to the hotel and check it out. So we start walking to the hotel and you have to walk through these like jungle roads, this path. It's very like discreet. And you really can't go in, like unless you're like staying there. Marianne had like a travel card because she works in travel. So like, we were gonna do whatever it took to get in. I don't know. These two people who were staying at the resort nearby, they told us to get on their golf cart, and they drive us to the hotel. Then we just walk down the beach. We go the wrong one first. We go the one next door, but then we go in and we just walk into it. Like I literally felt like I was on the show immediately, like walking down the stairs and being like,
You're like,
I'm here. Like what? Yeah. So it was so confusing to us how we just ended up like it just happened. Like it really like you just feel like as soon as you get in there that you're like in the show. So
of
we were
course.
just like walking around and we immediately kind of talked to the people who worked there and they were like excited for us. They were like, just stay and, have some chips, because we got drinks, we gave them tips.
Mhm.
If you're staying at the hotel, everything is free. But we did give them, money, obviously, for drinks, of course.
Chips and
Um,
salsa and guac by the beach. If you're in
right.
Mexico, that's my favorite. Get a beer, whatever you'd like to drink, and get the chips and salsa. Mwah.
So it was fun because we took a couple shots at the bar. There was another bartender. It was so fun. I sat on the daybed. We went in the pool. We went in the ocean too. We were there a few hours and we were drinking. Because all we had to do was take a golf cart back, right? And it's so crazy because a few other people ended up coming out. Originally, we met couples during the day who were older and they were like, don't blow up our spot. We don't even know that there's a show that's filmed here. Like, leave us alone.
Oh,
Not
wow.
No, they were really nice. I'm like exaggerating, but they were
Of
just like
course.
they were really nice. But they were like, like this is our secret spot. We don't really care about the show because people go every year. It's like their go-to spot because it's such a beautiful destination. It's like it's an all-inclusive hotel with like a beautiful pool. The service is amazing. It's a magical place. And the people who worked there gave us a tour. They explained what each room was. Like we really got the whole experience and
Did
it
you go to
was
the boom boom
amazing.
room?
I don't think we went to the boom boom room, but it was fun to sit on the day beds.
Are they the same as the show? Because,
The
ABC comes in
exact
and they do,
same.
like, their palapas and they get the candles and all that kinda
Right.
stuff. Wow.
It felt really
I
exactly
hope
like
you
the
took a
show.
hot shower afterwards. Who knows what happened on those day beds?
Right. So then, and then younger people started to come out towards the end. So like someone gave me their weed pen. We like took a
What?
drink. Like it was like I was like on the show and I was like getting lit. Like it was just such an out of body experience. I'm like, this is exactly what I needed, to live my life to the fullest. Like this is what living my life to the fullest it means to me. Right.
Best you're living your best life award goes to you, and
Hmm.
how great would it be if the show had you come down and deliver a date card? You're like, "You want a
Right.
one-on-one date? Zachary. Well, I loved watching it. Like I said, I'm here with 3 kids and I'm living
Mhm.
vicariously. I'm so proud of you for making
Well,
it
yeah.
happen.
Thank you, thank you. And then on the way out, we started walking. We walked a little bit farther before we were able to hop on someone else's golf cart, but it was fun because on the way home, we were got to hop on from the back and, like, stand up. So it was, like, the air in our face. It just was, like, living
Oh,
life to the fullest. It was so cool. But basically,
mm.
they're doing Bachelor in Paradise in Cancun next year.
Say what?
They're switching locations. It's just time.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
they're
if
gonna
you
do a
talk to
rebrand.
people I've talked to a couple of people that have been down there. Rodney I talked to, and he's like, I was sweating and the crabs at
Right.
night," but you didn't have any of that experience. You weren't
No, because I
living
was there
down there.
I went in December. They go in June.
Ah,
So it was
and
great.
it's
It was
so
oh
hot.
my god, it was the best temperature ever in December in Mexico. Oh my god, it was great. I was there 2 weeks, came home for 5 days, and then was on the road and have been on the road ever since.
Mm.
So I guess I'm a nomad this year. That's the
Mm.
tea.
Well, keep us posted. I'm so happy for you, and I'm so sorry about what's going on. It's just a wild time. 2025 has been off to a wild start, and then
Right.
Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell and all these breakups. I feel like people do breakups after the
People
holidays.
do
Like,
breakups on the New Year because they
yes,
know it's like it's a fresh start. I mean, I remember
yeah,
last year in 2024, Rachel and Brian, they broke up, right? Like right on the New Year. And
yes.
also Gary and Teresa's wedding was right on the New Year. So there was like a lot
Mhm,
happening. And now this year, Paige and Craig broke up for the Bravo people. And then Matt and Rachel broke up, which we talked a little bit about at your on your podcast. We'll briefly touch on it here. It seems like I don't know who broke up with who, but it seems like he prematurely posted a caption letting everyone know they broke up and, based on information from her sister and things that she's liking and
Matt
reposting,
James and Rachel Kirkconnell.
she might be pissed.
I think she is pissed, and I think it like you said, the story is untold because she hasn't done anything. She's liked a couple videos that are basically supporting because people thought it was a hoax, and
I
they've
thought it
been
was a hack.
together can I just say they've been together for 4 years, and it's like you were saying of the Southern Charm people that broke up, like, she wants to get married, she wants a family, and after 4 years, like, maybe there was an ultimatum, maybe it was 2025, like, they were in London. Maybe she thought she was I mean, this is just speculation,
I don't
but
like
she is
speculating it. I feel bad.
ah!
Like, I just like, what is going on? Because he really
Yes,
threw us all for a loop. Like, he was commenting things like about
yes.
their wedding food like hours before. This London post allegedly was, from a few weeks prior. Dumois posted that they were in Tokyo. Why don't they never stop traveling? Like, I
Right.
travel a lot, but they are traveling internationally all the time
Yes.
eating food. And I guess that's his job. I'm sure he gets paid for his food reviews.
Well, the sister's been her sister, which leave it to the sister for
Well, how
people
do
like
you
she
feel about
Rach
that?
I hope she's, getting it approved, but her younger sister
Right.
has been if you I mean,
He has
people
two sisters.
okay, well, one of them, she's an amazing dancer, by the way, but she
Mm,
has basically confirmed it and said, like, try I mean,
three
unless her
hours.
account was yeah,
Unless
like
her account was hacked. No, she also unfollowed Matt. I don't know how many sisters Rachel has, and I don't know if Rachel's happy that her sister's standing up for her. I mean, sometimes like family can't help it, but stand up for the people they love. So
yeah, I'm just looking at my notes here, but yeah, I mean, but it's also like you have to she's probably wherewithal, like, has a wherewithal, like, don't say anything unless she was just, like, having a couple drinks and just kinda
who?
chimed in,
I feel
but
bad for Rachel
I feel like
Kirkconnell if she
me
feels
too.
blindsided, if she feels like she was waited all this time to get the ring and then gets a breakup because he can't commit. Like it would. That's what
Mm,
could be the story. But we really don't know, and I hope that we find out more information. I hope that they, tell us the tea whenever they're ready and, could take a few days to digest this. I was saying on your podcast
yeah.
how, there's a lot of more important things going on in the world right now that this drama could be resolved later. But I do think she'll post something eventually.
Mhm.
And I hope that they maybe stay together somehow. I don't know.
I don't know. I think that there's like I said, I personally think having been through a bachelor breakup, there's 2 ways of doing things, and I think that he jumped the gun. Like, if they actually broke up and then he posted something 3 hours later, to me, that leads me to believe maybe there was something salacious going on. Maybe there is somebody else, or there was a hard ultimatum and then that was it. Like, maybe sh
Mhm.
I hate to speculate too, but when I broke up, my bachelor and I broke up, we're like, let's release a joint statement. And the fact that he didn't tag her and it just the way that it all played out, it went viral. Like e-news, people, everybody was like took the story
Everybody
and
was confused because it was
yes.
the quote was, some type of religious.
Father God, give Rachel and I the strength to mend our broken hearts. It was a Bible kind of it was very biblical.
I'm so sad. I really thought they were such a great couple and that they complemented each other well. I mean, they were saying that they never moved in together.
I think
Um,
that's a little odd after 4
right.
years.
Like he was in New York and Miami, and then she lives, I think, with her family in Georgia. And like they were always together. They always traveled together. But it just seems like when was this fairy tale of like traveling the world going to end? Like,
Right.
did she want to just like get the ring, get the house, and start kids? Like, was it time to
Tyler
just
Cameron, I mean, I can't wait till he sings like a canary because Tyler Cameron and Matt James are besties.
Oh, he's
Um,
not gonna say anything. He's gonna mind his business, at least for now.
mm,
Well, no one can say anything until Matt and Rachel do. I mean, it was crazy because even the amount of likes on his Instagram post, that had less than the amount of shares. There was so many people sharing it, and like,
I liked it and then I unliked it.
oh, I liked it. I thought it was so weird that he tagged her,
And
and
the
like,
picture of people that are so far removed from Bachelor Nation. She had such a rough go with her, the
yeah,
theme
why didn't he
party,
post the
and
pictures from their time on the show? That feels so random. Like
it
they have
was
so many memories that are not from the show. Like
it's
I
like he
people
just put
forget
a
they're on
bow
the
on it.
show.
It was like, "Let's put a bow on this chapter." I can't wait to see what she says. I think she would be an excellent bachelorette if she really does wanna get married.
She
The
doesn't want to
hopeless
do
romantic.
that.
I
She doesn't
don't
want
think
to.
I
She'll never go on TV again.
She will watch it happen. She will get scooped up so quick if this is actual. She will get she'll be like, I hate to say it, but, Ben Higgins, Lauren Bushnell. Like, she'll end up with somebody who just is like I mean, she's stunning. She's
She's
just
so
seems
stunning.
so down to earth too. Like,
I
take the
don't think
looks
she'll
out
ever
of
go on
it.
TV again. Maybe Matt James could end up
Right.
on, like, another show.
Send him
But
down to paradise. If it is playing out like he blindsided her,
mm,
everybody have a great day except
wait,
for Matt
I
James.
hope they make a really good Paradise next year since they're taking a year off. Like, obviously, we'll have all the
Better
new
be.
people from Grant's season, and I guess they'll do a Bachelorette af from Grant's. But then
Mhm.
also, like, Golden Bachelor. Did you see that Sandra and Charles are dating?
I did.
Or they went
And I
on
just
one date, but
And
of
I went
course
to
that has
Ben
to be.
Higgins of course. I went to Ben Higgins' baby shower, not to be all but I met Kathy, and we have
Mm,
talked about them. Kathy, Susan was incredible, and
mm,
Joan and Chalk were there,
mm,
and, Nancy, who was on Joan's season. So,
mm,
I got to and also Susie showed up with Jonathan. I think Susie
mm.
Evans would be an incredible,
Bachelorette.
bachelorette,
I think
but
so
she's still
too.
kind of I think she's
Dating
dating
Justin.
yeah, on the low,
Right.
low.
Well, who knows? I feel like they are keeping it now, they're really keeping whatever's going on the low. I think she did say on a podcast that, like, they might
She
be trying to
did.
rekindle things. It
Yes.
sucks that they're, like it sucks if they're so confused, and, like, they're gonna spend however long just being confused. That
Mhm.
sucks.
Life is too short, you guys. It's a new year,
I
I
hope they
get
can
that
figure it out and, like, either go
same,
for it or, like, just be friends. I don't know, it seems so complicated.
or just be the next bachelorette or go on
She would be
Traitors.
good. I know, she would be good. Well, I'm excited to see The Bachelor come back on the 27th next week.
Mhm.
Um,
Grant.
Grant's
He's a
gonna be our
babe.
bachelor. I
I'm
don't know
here
how I
for it.
feel about
This
him.
off season has been so long, and there's just been, like I just need, like, a mindless I always watch night 1, and either I get hooked or then I just low key watch, you know?
Right.
Why do
Well,
you mean you don't know what you think of him? Is
well,
he
he
just
seems nice, but, like, I
we
don't
just
he
don't
just
know
feels,
about
like,
him.
irrelevant. He feels irrelevant, and I think that's, like,
Yeah.
that's what people were saying about Zach and Clayton, that, like, the show doesn't do well when they don't pick someone that is, like, one of the people, and, like, Joey was just, like, so lovable, and I feel like Grant just feels,
I
like,
still love Joey.
far removed from us, but, it's about the girls, we'll give it a shot. I'm excited the show's back, but I've been keeping busy with, like, Traitors, Deal or No Deal Island, All the Housewives,
Mhm.
and Southern Charm, so there's a lot of TV on for me still.
Oh, there's so many good shows. I feel like Bachelor's really that they're gonna have to up their game, especially in Paradise, like you said,
Mm.
because there's just a lot to compete with on these third wave shows are
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
Wait, who do you wanna see on Paradise? I wanna see Maria. I wanna see
Mhm,
Lexi. I mean, it'd be fun if they bring
mhm.
back people who are more OG, if they
Yeah.
can.
Absolutely. I would love to see Maria. I think she's kinda done with the franchise if I had to guess.
Or she can
Uh,
change her mind. I feel like she loves being on
yes.
TV.
It would give her enough money, and she's been, like, out of the spotlight for a while.
It's hard when
Um,
when it comes back around, she'll be like, "Now I'm ready,"
I
hopefully.
would love to see her down there, and I know it's unpopular opinion, but Devin,
Mm.
I think that he has done a lot of stuff post the show on online and stuff like that, I've messaged him as well. I would love to see him on Paradise. I love a
But then
redemption story.
but if he wants to redeem himself, then sure, fine. Like I that's or at least attempt to. But I feel like everything he's been doing since the show has been shady. I mean, even just a few weeks ago, there was like he was at a club and there was that sign that said,
Mhm.
F Jen or something. And I'm like, why even
Yeah, I messaged him and I was like, "Ooh," and he said something and, by the way, we're not friends. I
right?
reach
What
out to anybody that has been on the show and is getting that level of hate, and I like to try to get an understanding, and he said that the promoter brought that over. He had no clue it was
No,
happening.
I believe that because other that's happened before. I remember with like Shanae.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you still posted it or reposted it. That's
Yeah.
just as bad as being involved. Like it's not an excuse.
Right.
So
So
I
he
just like,
probably won't go down there. I doubt I think it looks like he's always with a girl or I low key see the stories, but gosh, who else is like I'm like so it seems so like I think the
well,
Golden
Brett,
Gals should be down there. I think that like we're gonna see a lot more collaborations down there where you get Kathy and you get I think, maybe bring Pascal down there. I mean, we haven't even
right?
talked about who's gonna be the Golden Bachelor.
No, I don't think we're getting a Golden Bachelor yet. I think they're gonna
Mm,
do Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise. Maybe they'll do a
can't
Golden
keep up.
Bachelor, like 4 episodes special or something. I mean, they should definitely do an older dating show, but
Well, I had
it's just
Leslie on and I had, I with the Golden Gals meeting her, I said, "Would you guys be down to go to Paradise?" And they were all like, "Yes." Even
yeah,
Leslie
they're all down.
Lima, they're all down. So, like, maybe a Golden Paradise with an early, special, like, everybody goes to bed
Mhm.
early. What do they call it? The happy hour special or
Right.
the golden
Well, they can film it in Florida or, like, Atlantic City or
Brilliant.
something, but you know
Early
what?
bird special.
Right.
Ba-dum-bum.
We'll see what this week has in store. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy with the inauguration. I'm gonna watch it on TV,
Be
and
safe,
the fate of
everybody.
TikTok
Alive.
the fate of TikTok is really up in the air these next few days. So I'm just excited to connect with people on YouTube, on Instagram. Guys, go follow my Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and go follow Courtney and subscribe to her
Thank you.
podcast. It is called After Reality. Tell them where they could find you on everything.
Oh, I'm on anywhere you listen to your podcast after reality. I am incorporating video now, which I don't love to be, but I'm learning from you on camera.
Right.
So, and then I'm at Instagram at Bug Robertson, and it's like I said, it's more of a scrapbook, but I do like to do videos, short form videos, just for shits and giggles.
Right. And if you guys listen to this whole podcast, you might as well listen to me on Courtney's podcast whenever she puts that out. So go subscribe to her podcast. And thank you all so much for listening. Comment down below. Pray for TikTok. Pray for LA. Pray for the world. We'll
And
chat with you guys
Celeste,
soon.
I saw you all of your messages. Okay,
We love you,
love you,
Celeste.
Zach.
Bye.